Tick Tick Boom, my favorite movie of 2021. It has such a special place in my heart. So this movie is based on the autobiographical musical The Same Name by playwright Jonathan Larson. He's the one who created the successful musical Rent, but sadly Larson passed away right before the first preview performance took place on Broadway. But the story of the film is about the early beginnings of John as a struggling artist in New York City, where we see him racing to complete his musical Superbia before his 30th birthday, while at the same time dealing with problems in his personal life. First of all, I want to say that Andrew Garfield is amazing in his portrayal of John. He even learned to sing for this role and he delivers a fantastic performance, and I'm so happy he won the Golden Globe Award for it. Okay, let's get into the movie. Every artist should see it, really. It's a realistic portrayal of the creative process and how hard it can be. You know, as an artist, we all experience this, being stuck at a dark place, wanting to give up, but still keep doing it no matter how hard it is. So there's this notion in the movie that time is ticking, hence the name of the musical. Thank you. So a lot of people made it at a very young age, so what we do is that we compare ourselves to them. We're wondering if we're just wasting our time or not doing enough. So we set these crazy expectations that we must succeed before a certain age or we're a total failure. Which is stupid, you know, because you can make it at 50, age doesn't matter. But anyway, John feels the same way and he tells us his worries in the musical with the song 3090.
They're singing happy birthday, you just want to lay down and cry. Not just another birthday, it's 3090.
And he says that he can hear time ticking louder and louder as the deadline for his musical is approaching, because he has one song left to write, but he can't find any single good idea. The question that arises is, should I keep going or should I stop? Should I do what I love or not? Should I act out of love or out of fear? There's something that Jonathan says in the movie.
You get to a certain age and you stop being a writer who waits tables and you become a waiter with a hobby.
Whew, that hit me so hard, like real hard, because I struggle with that every day. You know, when I have a job interview and they ask me, why don't you work in the film industry if you love it so much? And the typical answer I give is, as long as I can do it as a hobby on the side, that's all that matters. And the truth is, when you love something that much, you want to do it full time. You don't want to see your dream fading away and giving up on your dream. Anyway, you reach a certain stage in your life and you're wondering what you've truly accomplished, you know? And then you look at what your friends have done and yeah, it sucks. So in the movie you have John's best friend, Michael, who quit his acting career for this well-paid job in marketing. Then he moved out of his last apartment and used to live with John for this super nice apartment in the East Side, and it's like a big lifestyle change, right? Then you have this song starting to denigrate the bohemian life John's living, you know?
Showers in the kitchen, there might be some soap. Dishes in the sink, brush your teeth if you can cope. Toilets in the closet.
And John starting to think,
This is the life.
living in this shitty apartment, is this really a life? When you're seeing your friends moving on, having a great apartment, having a great job, while you're here, you're doing nothing. So there's this real struggle between choosing heart and selling out, because Michael wants to help John. So he says, well, there's a focus group in my company, you should come and you would earn some money. And John doesn't want to go because it doesn't like the deceptive nature of advertising, and for him, doing that job would be selling out. And the real question is, should you choose the easy way, you know, doing a job you don't like but that pays well, or should you struggle to do what you love and fight for your dreams? And we all know pursuing a dream like that often leads to frustration. And oh boy, there are a lot of frustration in the writing career. I mean, the constant rejection, the amount of effort that goes into projects that go nowhere, the uncertainty of what to do with your life. And again, time is ticking, so the closer you're to 30, the less sure of yourself you are, you know? And on top of that, you have to make a lot of sacrifices. You have to believe that what you're doing is good, that it's great, it's worth it. You have to believe that, because it has to justify that you're not doing anything else that you could be doing right now, and that things that could be good for you. You know, at some point in the movie, Michael is sick, is dying, but then you have John that can't stop complaining because he cannot finish the musical, because he cannot write the final song. And you could say what he's doing is not important in a grand scheme of things, you know, that heart is important compared to sickness, death, everything else.
John, you're writing musicals in your living room. You're not saving the rainforest.
Heart may not be everything, but it can be many things, you know, at least it is to me. It's super important to me, because heart is useful. It can teach you a lot of things, you know, really a lot of things about life. It can make you laugh, it can make you cry, it can make you feel so many things. It can stimulate your imagination, you know. It can remind you things, it can show you and make you feel things that you've never seen before, you've never felt before. Art is beautiful. I mean, this is the beauty of making art, and like making art is so beautiful, but at the same time it can be so hard. And there's another moment that shows that in the movie, is when John had his successful workshop, but like no producers wanted to produce this musical, so he goes to Michael and he starts to rant.
I can't stomach 5 more years of waiting tables, 5 more years of writing things that no one will ever see.
You're getting older, and what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to sit there, keep waiting table and hoping that someday someone might like your idea enough to put money on the table and produce it. So it takes an incredible amount of faith and stubbornness to keep doing that, you know? Because everyone around you is telling you that what you're doing is a waste of time, you know? And on top of that, you're feeling like you're running out of time, you know? Time flies in, what? You're still at point A?
You're still a waiter? You're still living in this apartment? You're still broke? What then, Jonathan?
So, you know, it's freaking hard when you keep going, but like everything is against you. And at some point you can even start hating what you're doing, you know? It's easy to hate writing, like deadlines, working long hours for little pay like John in the movie because he's a waiter, or feeling fucking frustrated. And yeah, at some point what you're doing can feel like a chore, but the truth is, if you're feeling this way, it's only because you've forgotten why you're doing that in the first place. You have to remember why. Why are you making art? So yeah, making art isn't easy, you know, or sustainable, or nothing can guarantee you that you persistent will win at the end. But what matters is keep doing what you love and always remember why you're doing it. So if you're a struggling artist or you feel like John, well, first of all, you're not alone. So I'd love to hear more about your journey. Bye.